If you want to be able to get a really awesome weapon that lets Cloud throw enemies up in the air, be able to summon the all-powerful Titan early in the game, as well as getting some other interesting weapons for some party members, keep watching because I'm going to show you the exact pathway to do this as soon as you hit the grassland. Let's get into it. So as soon as Cloud opens up the open world, we're just going to go ahead and jump in for the sake of this tutorial and show you exactly where you need to go. I'm skipping all story cutscenes, so you're not getting any of that in this video. So you want to make your way down right from the main area and just go down these straight roads. So you're going to get through these rocks. You're going to see your first enemies. And just for your information, enemies actually spawn in the exact same spots everywhere. So it's pretty easy to know where they're going to pop up, so you're not really taken by surprise. But as you can see, we are following this road, and I'm also making sure to pick up a bunch of items on my way. Make sure to do that at least during this. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not actually picking up anything during this playthrough. I'm actually going right around all the enemies. If for some reason I do engage in combat with the enemies, you can actually just run away from them. As Cloud continues going, we're just really going to use the road to follow the best. Now, you know you're in the right direction because you'll see that big house over there on the left, followed by another group of enemies. I hugged the wall tightly so I don't have to deal with them. Okay, so you want to make your way past this bridge over here as well, which is right above the water, so you're going to keep going in this direction. I promise we're not going to be walking for too long. We're getting closer and closer. So just follow this way right over here. Pick up items, like I said, as you're going through this. You're going to see a bunch of church ruins on the left, or just pillar ruins, as well as a chocobo stop on the way, but we can't access it right now because we're going to need a chocobo. So you know you're in the right direction because you're following this pathway, and you see that chocobo pit stop, which is blue. We have another group of enemies right in front of us, and I like to just kind of walk right around them so I don't have to deal with it. Okay, jump down here, and we're gonna pass another bridge. So cross this, got your birds flying. We're going straight through. This is like a clean run here. We're gonna go past this area, and you're gonna start to see some trees spawning in the distance, which means we're entering something a little bit more different. And we're gonna have these tough enemies here. I'm not even gonna want to deal with them right now because I want to get my good weapon. So I'm just climbing up around this hill, right past them. But feel free, by the way, if you're watching this, you want to fight enemies on the way, you can go ahead and do that. Keep going. You're gonna see another structures to your right, which are a bunch of ruins. And now you're going to notice these trees over here. Completely different marker style of trees. They're pretty tall. They're big. And I'm going right down here into what is known as the swamp area. So there we go. We're going to go down this pathway just like that. Everyone's doing a great job in the party right now. I'm picking up my items, as you can see. Got my iron and stuff because we're going to need that for the transmuter that you were handed earlier. And then you'll see that you have arrived at the grasslands abandoned dock. Your game will slow down for a second here, kind of entering you into a new zone, and then you'll approach this purple chest. As soon as you approach it, go ahead and open it up. And congratulations, you've now gotten Cloud's Sleek Saber, which is actually a very powerful weapon. Go ahead in your menu and switch out to the Sleek Saber. And you can see that the Sleek Saber has a move that lets you imbue your sword with fire and lightning while slicing a foe. So once you also equip the weapon to Cloud, make sure to go into your combat settings and then hit X on here, and you can select when you hit L1 what you want it to be. So since we have the new Firebolt blade, we're gonna want to go ahead and put that there. So when I press L1 and X, when I'm in an enemy fight, I'm gonna be able to use that. In these clips, you can see that Cloud can literally stay up in the air with this move, throwing up an enemy, and you can stay up there by pressing square, 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 and you can just continuously just stay in the air because of this attack. So it's gonna be really important to help you out with airborne enemies and just get height off the ground. It's a very powerful weapon. Now, after that cutscene, we're not obviously gonna proceed there yet. We're gonna go to the Chocobo Ranch up this hill over here. Continue following the road where the Chocobo Ranch sign points. Make sure that you are going to pick up things along the way. Now, to make sure you're going in the right direction, just make sure that your map is aligned towards that blue icon, which is located right over there. That's where the quest will dictate where you're going. And you kind of know you're going in the right direction because you're going to come across a bunch of stairs. So if you're doing everything right so far and following along, your map should start to look like this, having the swamp map location unlocked and us heading towards the center. So climb up these steps over here. You're going to come across another chocobo stop along the way, and then you're going to go left up on these steps here with another sign to your right. So continue following those signs. Then make a left and continue to go up these steps over here, go around, and you'll continually see just stone steps. That's how you know you're in the right direction. Just follow this up and Bill's Chocobo Ranch should show up, its name and everything right above you. Here's another step and you'll finally be arriving at the Chocobo Ranch. There it is. So when you arrive, you'll encounter Bill. I'm just going to go skip ahead. You watch all those cutscenes. And when you're done with all that, you're going to make your way into the farm over here, or the barn. In the barn, you'll come across one of our favorite buddies in the game. We're going to skip that because you're going to watch that for yourself. And then you're going to find a chest in the back over here. This is going to be Aerith's weapon, the Timeless Rod. So when you open up your inventory, go ahead and go to the Timeless Rod and equip that onto Aerith. Now, the benefit of this is that you get an ability, and correct me if I say this wrong, is the Chrono Aegis, which basically raises a barrier that damages and temporarily frees enemies who try to strike you. And a lot of enemies love coming after you when you're playing as Aerith. So being able to cast this ability will definitely help protect Aerith during a fight, and you can continue to cast your spells and not really worry too much about enemies trying to wreck you. After that, you're just going to continue clearing up your quest by talking to Chloe. I'm going to skip this so you can enjoy this for yourself, which unlocks the Chocobo shop. Once you're done with all the quests in there, make your way out of that barn and start to head towards the gate out here. This is where you're simply going to just look at the tracks on the floor and know where the Chocobo is. It's that simple. Just make a left outside and then follow this little Chocobo pathway, just like this from the barn. And you're going to continue making sure you're going down that south direction. So continue following these pathways. We're going to keep going around here and it'll bring us out to an open field where we will basically just power run getting the Chocobo, because after this Chocobo section, you're going to want to see the next weapon we're getting, because it's going to be Barrett's, and having that is going to be great. Look at that. Barrett started that cutscene. Okay. So Chocobo, this is real fast and real simple. You're going to just roll right into the bush in front of you. Just move a little fast with L2, and then you're going to circle, 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 and you're going to get a mini game checkpoint at the next spot. After that, pay attention to the Chocobo right in front of you over here, and as soon as it turns, do some rolls, get to the next one, pick up a rock, and then you're going to wait for the right time, throw that rock right in front of Pico, not facing you, actually behind Pico, and Pico's going to react. Don't run yet. And when Pico turns around, rush up to Pico, and congratulations, you now got your Chocobo, and you'll go through a bunch of cutscenes here. Once you're done with that, you're going to make your way back to Bill's ranch to go ahead and talk to Billy over there in the back. When you're done talking to Billy, you're going to head outside and you're going to bump into Chadley. Go ahead and run Chadley's mission about touching one of these Remna Wave towers, which will unlock things on the map. But what's really important is the materia that Chadley has. There's a fire and ice materia that basically will replace you having 2 slots into just 1 slot of fire and ice versus having a separate one for fire and a separate one for ice. Then there's auto cast materia, which basically will allow any spell to be cast when you're not controlling the character by having this. Now, this is going to be really important for Aerith, because Aerith can function as a healer with her MP being pretty decently high compared to everyone else. Now, what you want to do is go ahead and click on the auto cast materia here, and it's going to be linking to whatever is on the left of it. As you can see, the slot has a link with that line. You can see the line connects these two specifically. So what you want to do is remove prayer, because prayer does not function as a spell but an ability, and go ahead and throw on a healing materia. That way now in your fights, when you're low health, Aerith will automatically cast Cure on your party, and as it levels up, it'll get better and better over time. But you don't necessarily have to also get rid of prayer. Keep that on you so you can level up that materia on the side. And if you're going for healing, go ahead and throw this weapon skill on here too. I personally got tired of using healing spells during the game, so that's pretty much why I realized that auto cast is going to be broken on Aerith. You'll also have 10 more points to spend, so you can decide if you want to buy the fire and ice materia or the auto unique ability materia, which will basically allow Tifa or Barrett to use their unique ability. For the sake of this video, I'm going to probably suggest getting this for Barrett, since these are the first 3 characters you're going to be finding their weapons for in the game. Once you're done talking to Chadley and getting that materia, go make your way back to Billy, where you'll talk to him, you'll get a cutscene, and after you finish up this little cutscene, you're then going to go ahead and have your Chocobo ready to go, and you can call it at any time. But the game will not let you go ahead and just ride the chocobo away, because you're going to have to learn apparently how to ride the chocobo. After this, go ahead, talk to Billy, and you'll have to do a chocobo racing minigame. If you're really not in the mood to do that, don't worry, you can hit yes, go into it, and once you're in the chocobo race, you can literally quit the race right here. Like literally just give up and you're done with the race, and you can move on if you don't want to do it. However, if you do the race, you will get a crescent moon charm. So if you go ahead and just beat 30 seconds, which would take you really fast to do. And what exactly the crescent moon charm does is it basically reduces the damage taken while you're not actively controlling the character in battle, making them not get KO'd that simply. So depending on if you want to throw it on somebody, feel free to do it. So after you're done with Billy's little race, you have fast travel unlocked on your map. So what you want to do is just head over back to the swamp where we were originally, at the Grasslands abandoned dock. And once you're here, you're going to want to call your chocobo and hop onto it. From here, you're going to make your way just basically straight forward into the swamp area and just keep going that direction. So move forward, but just don't go too forward, because I don't want you to trigger the main story here, and you don't want to just jump into chapter 3 right away after a boss fight. That's gonna suck, and we don't want to fight a boss fight while not having all our stuff yet. You're gonna see these pillars here, and notice that glowing rock in the back over there. We're gonna come back to that right after this, because that's the next powerful thing we're gonna get after a summon. So go ahead with your chocobos. You're gonna come across here. You're going to see a object in the background straight ahead, right about there. There it is. You get a little cutscene here. We skipped this cutscene. We don't want to see it. You can enjoy this yourself. And that purple chest right there, you want to make your way right towards it. As you're going towards it, just be careful. There are a group of enemies there. You can fight them if you want. I was trying to be careful because I just, I wanted to get the chest perfectly without touching one enemy in this game. So open that up and you'll go and get yourselves a high caliber rifle, which is pretty much going to be Barrett's weapon. So go ahead and open up your inventory and equip the high caliber rifle to Barrett. Now, the benefit of this is that it's going to have a move called bonus round, and it's going to give you the ability to have 20 bullets, which allows you to shoot more bullets than what you previously had. Once you got your weapon and you've equipped it, go ahead and hop on your chocobo, and you're going to make your way back. You're just going to head straight back towards these ruins over here where we saw the glowing stone earlier. Now just go ahead and follow me. You're gonna hop on land. You see another glowing stone over there, and as we are approaching here, we should then get a interference from Chadley. He's gonna pop up as soon as we're looking at this. This is how you know you're doing the right thing, because you get, there it is, there's Chadley. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and kick this rock and break it. And the cool thing about this game is that these light orbs will direct you towards the sanctuaries where these summons are going to be. Now this one's going to be for Titan specifically, and there's 3 we're going to have to hit. Now since we're already at the swamp, we might as well follow this pathway. Make your way up as fast as you can up on this bridge, and once you're up here, there you are, you're gonna go ahead and just go straight this way and turn into this little corridor looking area, and you're in the sanctuary because you will see it obviously appear on your screen, and you'll see the yellow glowing rocks, and the music gets super cool for this part. Now for these, it's pretty simple. You just have to see these on the screen and time it in your brain. If you're on a PC, you can take a screenshot and overlay it, which makes it a lot easier, but for the sake of this, it's just simply a bang, 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 bang. You got your all X's and you're done. Pretty much, I'm not going to go over all these, just get you to the spot, and that's up to you to how you're going to finish it. But there you go. That's how you got the first one. Divine Intel 2 Titan Sanctuary Beta is complete, and there now are 2 more which we need in order to lower Titan's strength down so we can fight it, as well as powering up Titan at the exact same time. Now that you're done with Titan Sanctuary Beta, you're gonna want to make your way back to Bill's Ranch and make your way all the way towards this location exactly where I am. And from here, we're going to be following a road down. So here's my map for reference of where I'm starting. Now it's quite a bit of a journey. Not too long, but we're following the road basically right from Bill's Chocobo farm, and we're going to be trying to watch the road. So the map luckily shows it in black and white, so we want to make sure we're just sticking to that road, and I'm also making sure to do that. You're going to see a windmill there on your left. Don't forget to pick up items like I just did and continue going past enemies. If you want to fight them, but if you want to bum rush this, then you're going to just have to just escape and flee from the enemies and continue riding on your chocobo and heading towards that direction on this road. We are going to come across a few crossroads that could mess us up, so just make sure you're paying attention exactly to how I'm going about. Dodging 2 goblins over here, and then we're kind of looping around this entire area. So you can see there's a loop coming, so you want to make a sharp left right around here, and you're going to make sure you see a chocobo stop on the way. Just go ahead and get that chocobo stop working, because now that is going to be a fast travel point for you and make your lives a lot easier. Look at how cute he is. Look at that little chocobo. He's so cute. Once you're all good with that, continue going down this direction towards the water. Use the water as your guide, because that's literally where we are heading towards. Kind of heading towards there. Keep going straight past this rock, and you'll also notice there is another Remnant Wave tower on your left. Feel free to go ahead and just hit that and do that while you're there to get that out the way. But if you don't want to do that now, you can feel free to come back to that later. It's going to be marked up on your map, but I'm going to continue going straight here. So I'm following this road. I'm going to keep following it up to here. We have a little hill. And then I'm going to turn right, continue going forward. You're going to see like a little red tower there. Push past that. You then should see a little glowy rock over here scattered amongst the flowers. I almost missed it. Make sure to go ahead and just kick that, because that's going to show you the exact way so you don't get lost. So it's going to pop up just like that, and you can follow it all the way down here. So cut right and head down. Once you're down here, there is another one that you can go ahead and follow, and these are actually pretty accurate. You kick it and it really goes right towards where the sanctuary is. So I'm just going to move a little ahead of it. I'm going to stop and wait for this thing to catch up. So then you're going to approach Titan Sanctuary Alpha, do the whole thing. You're going to press the button format, and when you're done with that, you should have another sanctuary completed. Now for the third Titan Sanctuary, you basically just want to go ahead and fast travel right over here to the Calm City right in front of it. And once you arrive over here, you're going to want to angle your camera this way towards the right side. So when we started the game, we went towards the left side and following that road, but you want to really angle yourself to the right. Now go ahead, just hop on your chocobo, because that's way faster than I was going to just continue to walk there. So this is much better. Go ahead and walk your chocobo, stick to the right side of this area, jump down to this water right below you, and you should be approaching something with a rock climb right below. So it should look like this on your map. You should be right about at this spot over here. Now once you're done going down this pathway and you're approaching this rock, make sure to go down very slowly and carefully. Don't try to run out into the center, because it's going to trigger a scene that is another activity in the field that we're currently not trying to do in this video. So stick to the rocks as soon as you fall down and stay to the right, just like this, and you should be fine. Now continue following this pathway along the rocks. You got this little pipe over here, and I'm just taking my sweet time. There's a bird. I almost got distracted, but I'm staying on task, and I'm just going right towards these mountain area. You're going to see 2 blue guys on the left, and you're going to cut right into something that looks like a complete change of biome, which the characters will actually acknowledge. And you can see it's a lot more brown on the map. So once you arrive here, you're going to want to make a left. Do not go down the straight road, so just go ahead and follow the pathway that way. So we're going to go ahead and just move on that direction. And you should start seeing a couple of things in the background. You want to pay attention to that pipe as you're moving forward. But more importantly, look, another chocobo stop along the way. So go ahead and just activate that. And once you activate that, this now becomes a fast travel spot for you. So very cool. And now you're going to continue going forward even more. And you'll be approaching another tower within this area. Again, you can grab the tower while you're here. It's totally optional. You should probably do it if you're playing your game. But I'm not doing it for this playthrough, because you'll be here forever watching this video. So once you get close enough, you see that tower right over there. It's showing up on my map. You're going to go ahead and look at the pipe right behind it, actually. So if you look at the pipe right there, closer to the tower, you have the second one, and then you have the third one. You want to head towards that one by the third, and it'll be in between this little section here. So just go forward, straight through this way completely, and you'll be able to know you're in the right location, because, oh, look at that, another crystal. So go ahead and Spartan kick that with your chocobo. You're going to watch this light head right towards the direction where you all know this is going, and then you can go ahead and hop over this section, and then you will find the next sanctuary that you're going to have to be in. And once you're in here, it's going to be pretty simple. And once you complete this task, it'll show that you have finished up the Titan stuff, and Charlie will say, okay, that's cool, but you didn't even get them yet. And that's what we're going to be doing right after this. So when you're done, go ahead and head right back to the farm, aka Bill's Ranch. I call it a farm, but it is Bill's Ranch. Anyway, once you're here, you're going to go and head right over to Chadley. Also, because you did those Titan Sanctuary little missions, you are getting world intel points. So you can go ahead and buy some other materia right over here below me. So go grab the extra ones with your extra points that you did because you did that stuff. So if you didn't get auto unique ability materia and just bought the fire and ice one, now you can get the other one and equip it on whatever character you may need. I'm going to throw this on Barret. Once you finish buying your materia, go ahead and click on the Use Combat Simulator. At that point, Cloud will put on his Apple Vision Pro 2 and enter this lovely menu screen where you will get a bunch of options. If you really want to feel immersed in this scene, by the way, you can go ahead and put this on too and make sure you're playing just like this every time you go to the combat simulator. Now, because you did all Titan Sanctuaries, you have lowered his difficulty down to power number 3, basically making him extremely weak. Now, just for your information, I know you can beat this in one shot because this is literally the only enemy I am fighting in the entire grasslands making this recording. So you can go ahead, use all the cool new moves on Titan. Cloud's going to use his Fire Blade, Barret's going to automatically fire his weapon to do more pressure damage, and Aerith is going to simply heal you. So you're totally fine and you'll be able to do this fight. And just like that, you've gotten Titan. Now, Titan is going to be a powerful ally for you to use in your battles, as well as you having all this cool gear. And that's how to get overpowered with your weapons and materia in the beginning of the game. Have fun in the grasslands.